Yo, what's good? It's your boy Big Steve, and this is Go Blue Uncut, where we smoke and talk Michigan football. So let's get into it. So it has been reported that the NCAA is investigating Michigan for allegedly scouting in-person opponents in person to steal signs. What the fuck that mean? I don't know. But what it sound like it mean to me is Jim Harbaugh will be coaching the Los Angeles Chargers next year. That's basically what it all comes down to. Um, Jim Harbaugh has been a real pain in the neck for the NCAA. He was one of the coaches that really pushed for the transfer portal. He was real verbal about players should not be held to a letter of intent. They're young. They should have a chance to make another choice. Then he was real big on players getting paid. He really recently he kind of threw the Big Ten under the bus with saying they just signed a $7 billion deal, and the players is getting none of that, and that's not right. So he has made a lot of enemies in NCAA football, and so it's definitely not a good look right now for Michigan. Um, Being that Michigan has the number one scoring defense in the nation, and now you put this stain on it and said, hey, well, they stealing signs and they know what we were doing. And it's basically Spygate 2.0 right now. So Jim Harbaugh did come out and address the situation, and he basically denied doing anything as far as that goes. He never informed nobody to do anything like that. So he's basically sticking by his guns the same way he did as far as the cheeseburger situation go. Um, I think more gonna come out to this. As of right now, it really hasn't said, what game that this supposedly took place at, or who was the coach or school that reported these accusations. But supposedly it was future opponents, and possible playoff opponents. Maybe Georgia, OU, Texas, Bama. Um, so definitely not a good look right now for Michigan. Right now is just basically, like I say, Jim Harbaugh denied it. So I don't think anything's really going to happen this year, as far as that goes. And next year he's going to be gone. That's simple as that. He served 3 games this year. He's looking to get a new contract. This could be 3 straight Big Ten titles in a row, and he's still the 12th or 13th highest paid coach in the world. So he's going to go to the NFL, and it's simple as that. And, so right now it's Houston the bus. Ain't no other way of looking at it. Like I say, all we know is they said that it was reported that Michigan was um, scouting opponents and persons to steal signals, and Jim Harbaugh denied it. So right now, it's even been rumored that the FBI is involved as well. So one of the situations I can think about was Michigan's co-offensive coordinator, Mike Weiss, I believe his name is. He was investigated at the end of last year, I believe, or the beginning of this year. He was investigated and fired. So for computer issues or some bullshit got to do with technology and software. So I don't know if it's coming from that situation, or is it just fucking Ohio throwing some shit out there just to really stir up the pot, trying to get Jim Harbaugh out of there. Um, so Harbaugh denied everything. So right now, that's all we know. Not a good look at all. I wonder how it's going to affect recruiting. With Jaden Davis and Marshall being the 2 top guys at the recruiting class, if those names, catch wind that, hey, this is not a good look, Harbaugh's under investigation again. He's under investigation after already been under investigation. And he's been known to be a coach who's supposed to been doing by the book. He called out Ohio a couple of years ago by calling them cheaters. So, but at the end of the day, it's Jim Harbaugh. And ain't no telling. He still can talk his way around this, sign a new contract, and be at Michigan long term. Ain't no telling. I don't think too much is going to happen from this. It's sign stealing and signal stealing every fucking game. Every fucking game. If you're a Michigan fan like I am, you're going to say, oh, well, I'm pretty sure Ohio does it, Alabama does it, Georgia does it. But yeah, motherfucker, it's you they don't like. Like I say, Jim Harbaugh has been a pest. As far as the NCAA is concerned, he has been very verbal about some situations. He has been at the front as far as the transfer portal. I believe he even took the NCAA to trial as far as the Shea Patterson situation went. So he's definitely on a lot of people's bad side. Like I said, I don't think anything's going to happen from this. Probably Michigan will suffer, but Harbaugh is going to be gone next year. So, because you suspend yourself 3 games, and then entering next year where we probably have the toughest schedule when you got Texas, USC, Ohio, and you have these big time games. It sucked entering that situation without a head coach like a Jim Harbaugh. But motherfucker, you win that national championship this year. I don't give a fuck where the fuck you go. You know what I'm saying? You did what the fuck you came here to do. You turned around Michigan football. You brung us a national championship. They're going to try to get you out of there, man. If you beat this, you fucking Mr. Untouchable. He came out. He denied it. So take that shit to trial. That's what he basically fucking saying. It's a cheeseburger right now, and it's a fucking stealing signs. Stealing signs is a big thing. Is cheating. As far as that goes. But at the same time, it's really way more significant shit. If you watch film, you can watch the game and see the fucking signs they doing. So it's not the biggest issues. Now, if they say, hey, he was recording fucking practice, he was doing shit like that, that's different. So I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. But at the same time, I don't think Jim Harbaugh is going to be around to really give a fuck about what happens. Because that's why, like, even with Urban Meyer, nobody remember the fucked up shit Urban Meyer did at Florida or Ohio. All they fucking know is he brought them a chip. When they say his fucking name, they still got to say national championship winning coach. So, it's going to be very interesting to see what comes out as far as who's these coaches are or who's these teams that said that, hey, Michigan is stealing signs. So, the 7 opponents they played so far, or 6, I believe, they were clearly better than. I don't think they needed some to steal signs to beat these dudes. But at the same time, if you're doing it and it's illegal, it's not a good look. And with recruiting and with transfer portal so big right now, that this could be a make and break for Michigan going into the new Big Ten next year. Because they're really banking on people like Jim Harbaugh still being at Michigan, and they're still banking on that Lincoln Riley is going to be at USC because this what this is about is making fucking money. And you losing somebody like a Harbaugh, that's going to take away a lot of momentum going into the season next year. So I think, you win a chip, you leave Sherrod Moore, Mike Hart, whoever it might be, in good hands to be like, all right, we're a championship winning team, so we can keep it going. But right now, it depends on winning this chip or not. That's what it comes down to. I don't think it's going to be no death penalty or, you know, play game suspension, that anything is fine. Um, You know, he gave him 3 games at the beginning of the season for a fucking cheeseburger. And, it's just going to come down to taking the trial shit. And like I said, he's going to be gone anyway. So it's going to be, if we fucking champions, we can live with that. Well, they're going to be lose this many scholarships and do that. I can live with that. Shit, look at LSU. They won that chip and they still celebrating that fucking 2021 chip or 2020. They still celebrating that motherfucker to this day. Aaron Orgeron is a fucking legend in Baton Rouge. You bring him a chip, you're a legend. And so Jim Harbaugh, bring the fucking chip, man, because Michigan's gonna have to deal with this. You're gonna be gone. You're gonna be gone next year. And I respect it, man. You did what the fuck you supposed to do. It took a little while, but where we was at, shit, it was worth the fucking wait. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more to come of this. As far as when they possibly release, I don't think they're gonna release the schools just because, shit like that. You gotta deal with. You gonna open a whole new can of fucking worms. I think the NCAA want to get this shit over quiet as possible because you don't want to, well, this school doing it, this school doing it. And now that NCAA already is losing power due to NIL and due to conference alignment where they really don't got too much pull now. And if they can get over on Jim Harbaugh, they will. You know, so supposedly they had notified Michigan State of this shit. So Michigan State gonna use this ammo. They're gonna come out. It's a prime time game. You gonna see cheaters. They're gonna try to use this to their advantage everywhere as possible. And they managed to pull off an upset. That's their season. They're winners. And if they pull off an upset, Jim Harbaugh will probably be gone before the season ends. Me personally, I just think he's tired of dealing with the bullshit. You know, it takes a lot to deal with when you're facing suspensions over fucking buying a kid a cheeseburger. You got kids out here wearing Rolex watches, driving around in $2 million fucking cars, and y'all investigating me over a cheeseburger. You know, it was a similar situation to the Oklahoma State men's basketball coach going at the NCAA about not handing out any punishments to Kansas and Arizona for the bullshit they dealt, where it was on a phone tap about them committing fucking violations, and that shit just go on like nothing happened. So hopefully Jim Harbaugh is the coach at Michigan 2024, but realistically, I don't think it's going to happen. So hopefully he can bring us a chip and he can leave as a motherfucking Michigan legend, as a quarterback and a fucking coach, and be an ambassador. Lloyd Carr has been riding that wave of a championship. He brought us a chip, and he's still riding that wave. If Harbaugh leave and Michigan get punishment and he don't bring us a chip, it's not going to be a good look. He's going to always be a legend, but it's not going to be the same respect. It's going to be an asterisk next to his name because you ain't bring that motherfucking chip. and now you leaving us probably in a worse position than we were before you came, and we don't got shit to show for it. So as of right now, Jim Harbaugh has denied any wrongdoing, and that's where we stand right now. Michigan State this Saturday, and I hope we come out inspired and looking to dominate and use this as fucking fuel. Use this as fucking fuel, man, because like I say, this can easily go bad, and it's not a good look. And the last thing we need is breaking news: Jaden Davis decommits from Michigan, and such decommits. Because then you're looking at, all right, where do we go from here? Maybe we can try to, do something in the transfer portal. It just been reported that Michigan has applied for a liquor license for all their sporting events. So maybe we can capitalize off of that as far as NIL goes and just future revenue. But yeah, let's use this as fuel. And now let's not let this implode in our face to where the season's over. Soon as they come out with this sign stealing shit, now we go from a number one scoring defense to shit. We just gave up 35 to Michigan State. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. So Jim Harbaugh saying he ain't do it. That's my motherfucking coach. He ain't do it then. Shit, bitch, take us to trial. But other than that, go motherfucking blue.